Thank you. I have sound, yeah. Thank you so much. It was like The Price is Right running down the aisle. So thank you so much for being here and your generosity. It is such an honor to have a group of parents that brings this kind of support to the school. I am the principal and I'm charged with providing the best possible education and excellent education. And it really is a wonderful opportunity and an honor for me to put my heart and soul into that. I enjoy it very, very much. And I'm so happy to be here tonight and to be at work every day and to work with your children and the children who some of you are in the audience. It really is a wonderful thing. And that is my obligation as a public servant, but I'm up here tonight to introduce to you some other public servants who certainly care about our school. They're here tonight, and schools in general, but a whole other plethora of things that they need to be concerned about as they do their jobs. So I'm going to introduce them one at a time and have them come up and maybe say a quick word to you. First, Mr. Corey Johnson. He first came to national attention in 2000 when he became a trailblazer for LGBT youth. As a captain of his high school football team, he took the courageous step of coming out publicly and kept not only his position of leadership, but also the support of his school and teammates. Mr. Johnson's bravery landed him on the front page of the New York Times back in 2000. Since 2011, as chairperson of Community Board 4, Mr. Johnson led the board in negotiating for thousands of new units of permanent affordable family housing, educational scholarship for underserved children, and pressuring New York State to protect our watershed from hydrofracking. Mr. Johnson stood up for protecting our parks and recreational facilities from overdevelopment, reducing class sizes in our public schools, and restoring the former mayor's proposed cuts to senior centers and meal programs. This past November, Mr. Johnson was elected with over 86% of the vote to represent the communities of Manhattan's West Side, Midtown, District 3, the district that is the home of PPAS in this space here. We are honored to have him with us here tonight, and it is my privilege to introduce Mr. Corey Johnson.
Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here tonight. Congratulations on a successful auction. I sat through it. It was great and actually very inspiring and moving to see people step up for greater educational opportunities for young people in New York. I think, as you heard from my introduction, when I was in high school, I was not all that great in the arts. I was actually an athlete. I was a football player, and I have a distinct memory of actually being in, I think it was 7th grade, and I was in choir, and I tried out for a solo, and I was so fiercely rejected for it. I was traumatized, and I spent the rest of my time focusing on being an athlete on the field. I sort of always love saying this, but bear with me. The district that I represent in the city council that I have the great honor and privilege of representing runs from Canal Street to 63rd Street on the west side. So it's a big area. It includes the neighborhoods of West Soho and Hudson Square, the West Village, Greenwich Village, Chelsea, Hell's Kitchen, a little bit of the Upper West Side, Columbus Circle, Times Square, the Theater District, the Garment District, the Hudson River Park, the High Line, and PPAS. I get to add to that list in this beautiful church that we're in tonight. And I just wanted to come and say how honored I am that PPAS is in my district. We know how important the arts are in all students' lives. And it's my hope that with this new administration, with this new chancellor, that we're going to see arts valued in the same way that math and science and literature are valued, as a distinct outlet and extremely important core part of young people's learning. And PPAS for 24 years now has been that outlet, training young people, dancers and actors and musicians, people who want to work in the arts in a real way. And we've seen the talent that it's produced, from the big, bright names on Broadway across the street to folks that just have really enjoyed having this be part of their education. In this district that I represent, there are 53 schools, so PPAS is one of those. And I just wanted to be here tonight to say congratulations on this important gala. And also, I'm not a native New Yorker. I grew up about 25 miles north of Boston in a little tiny town. And I mention that because I grew up watching Cheers every single night with my family. And I remember distinctly Lilith from Cheers. And so I wanted to also congratulate BB Newirth for her honor tonight and for being an important part of my childhood, remembering that. So congratulations to PPAS, and thank you so much for having me tonight. Keep up the amazing work.
I met Mr. Johnson at the front door, and I also met Gail Brewer. I actually met Gail Brewer a long time ago, about 12 years ago, I think shortly after she became council member for District 6, which is mostly the Upper West Side. And I actually met her at PPAS during that time. She was there visiting the former principals before I was principal as a teacher at the time. And she was there to support the school and support the arts. So, which is really amazing. It was outside of her district. And I'm sure that, district boundaries, it's not like they can't go outside their districts. But to see that kind of support for someone in a district that was not theirs, I thought was impressive thinking back on it, and possibly a harbinger for where she landed today, which is the Manhattan Borough President. Let me tell you a little bit more about Gail Brewer. As council member of District 6, Ms. Brewer successfully passed legislation guaranteeing paid sick leave for most hourly employees, compelling landlords to fix repeat violations. Well, watch out if you're a landlord out there. Requiring all city data be published online, the nation's first law protecting domestic workers. She was the founding chair of the council's technology committee in 2002. Ms. Brewer has also served as New York City Deputy Public Advocate, Director of Mayor Dinkins' federal office in New York City, Executive Director of the Mayor's Commission on the Status of Women, Chief of Staff to West Side Council member with Ruth W. Messenger. Ms. Brewer has an MPA from Harvard's Kennedy School of Government, and she did her undergraduate work at Columbia University and Bennington College. Our community applauded her recent election to Manhattan Borough President, and we are honored tonight to have her here to support our school. It's a privilege for me to introduce Ms. Gail Brewer.
Thank you very much. Your principal is a rock star, and really, he's a rock star. He is a rock star. And I say that as somebody who's been, I worked for John Lindsay. He didn't say that, so I have been around a long time. And he's one of these people, as you are, who understand why it's important to support public education. And I think the good news is that finally, I think this administration, I know I've heard the chancellor say it over and over again, that the arts are as important, if not more important, than every other part of what we learn in school. And I say that because when I first came into the council in 2002, we were all very supportive of arts education, but it got dwindled down, not necessarily in the specialized schools like you, but the fact of the matter is, started out with you have to have this amount, and then there was Project Arts, and it got dwindled down, and it became something that was just part of the budget and not part of what has to be pulled out. So actually in Manhattan right now, there are 88 schools that don't have an art or music teacher. That's a crime. And so I am, just as Corey Johnson and as you are, a huge supporter of the kinds of teaching and learning that you do. And that's why I'm here. Now, I will say that in the city council district, I had LaGuardia, I had Lincoln Center, and what I loved are the seniors. The seniors would write to the local senior housing. Dear social worker, I have a mental health condition. What is your mental health condition, said the social worker. I have to be near the music at Lincoln Center, that's why I have to live here. So it's not just young people who need the kind of amazing performance-based activities and learning that you know how to do. It's the whole city and it's the whole world. So I just want to say thank you, because all of us in public service are going to fight like hell to make sure that the arts are part of education. And I will be part of that. So if I could just leave you with one message, is not just for your school, but in general, make sure elected officials support the arts with real money. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to give the mic back over to our MC, Michelle Best. Come on back up. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy.